special people, welcome back. I hope you're doing well and you are safe. We have talked about mental illnesses. We talked about how we can also, with the courage, overcome our difficulties. Bitterness kills, and first, before it kills someone else, it kills the person that harbors it. As I had said in my last video, I said that those whom you keep in your heart, there is cages that you keep in your heart. You are more caged than those you have kept in your heart. So the better thing is to let them go. Today I want us to talk about the stages of development that might, or in one way or the other, contributed to whatever we are doing or how our lives are today. In the process of our socialization as we grow up, we go through different stages of development. The stages of development have the ability and capacity of shaping us and shaping how we see the world around us. They have the capability of either making us to be positive people who align with positive things, or they are capable of distorting our cognitive development, and they are also capable of making us to be pessimistic and negative people, bitter people in life. And now, if these stages of development have been hampered because of the environment around us and the people, then we may grow up bitter people. Now, we want us to go through these stages of development, and we relate them with different activities and things that happen in life. You'll see either if someone missed a stage, that's why he or she is behaving the way she does or he does. Now, these stages of development, there is someone called Erik Erikson. He was born in 1902 and died in 1994 at the age of 92 years old. This man was a child of Danish parents who lived in Germany but later moved to the United States. In the United States, the father divorced a mother. Erik grew up seeing these challenges in life and formulated 8 stages of development. These stages of development have been used and proven that they work, and they have been proven scientifically. We know that in science, we test things and we observe for us to come with the results. So these stages that he formulated ranges from 0 even to the age of 65 until when someone dies. Today, our responsibility, what we are going to do, is to check into these stages. And we'll start from stage 1. I'll go brief the next time we look stage by stage, and then see if any of our children, if you're doing that which is supposed to be done to raise our children to be positive people, or if there is a stage that we or people around us or our friends or cousins missed, so that this has contributed towards how they live their life or how they see things. Now, let's start with stage 1. And stage 1, Erik says, is 0 to 18 months. Some equates it to 0 to 16 months. And Erik Erikson says this, that in this there is hope. A child develops trust or mistrust. So they need basic need. Here in this age, they need food, they need warmth. Being with the parent, when all happens, they develop trust. If not, they can develop mistrust. Trust in infancy sets a long pace for an infant. It sets a long pace, the journey, and that is what the child uses to define and to relate to the world around it, whether the world is a good place or a bad place. Stage 2 that Erik Erikson formulated is from 18 months to 3 years. So this stage, either the child develop autonomy, self-governance, or self-control, or the child develops shame or doubt. It depends on the environment to which the child has been exposed to. So in this stage, the child has a sense of being able to handle many problems on their own, a stage of being their own. They have gained ability to explore, have gained the muscular activity, and they start walking or feeding themselves. They imitate what the parents are doing or what people are doing, people around them. They all like wearing clothes. They start wearing clothes, or maybe they start taking your sandals. Though the sandals are big or shoes, but they start wearing them. If not allowed and corrected in love, they develop doubt. So in this stage, it's very important to correct these children with the love. But if they are not allowed totally, they start developing doubt or shame. And in this case, they end up having a sense of being inferior, not ready to do anything or any task because of fear of failure. So it is important for us parents to look into this stage and encourage them. If they have done something wrong, you correct them in love. That is stage 2. The next stage is a stage that is called initiative stage or versus guilt. And this stage ranges from 3 years, 5 or even 6 years. Here, the questions that they come up with, obviously is, am I good or bad? They learn roles and imitate what adults are doing. Their social world widens, and their lenses also widens. They acquire basic skills of life at this stage. They want to be real, and they want realistic goals. They test things and reality at this stage of 3 to 5 years. They have personal exploration and setting goals that influence the environment, evaluating own behavior. Then we have next stage, which is school age stage. So this one is 5 to 12 years, this stage. And this stage that is 5 to 12 years, these children, they become, because of the latter stage, the stage that they had just come from, the 3rd stage, they have developed independence. And then they ask themselves if they are successful. They obtain self-awareness, like they know that what they want in life. They master knowledge and intellectual things. They understand concept of time and space. They demonstrate independency, and they also can demonstrate rebellion when things is not going on their way. We have another stage, and the next stage that we are going to check is adolescent stage. And this stage is identity versus role diffusion. So in this stage, it's 12 years, even up to 20 years. In this stage, we have integrating life experiences for a sense of self. They are trying new roles to see what fits. They have peer pressure, and this peer pressure creates confusion, or rather rebellion, and they examine their sexuality and sexual identity. They are trying to test their sexuality. In this stage, they need to be shown love. If you were so successful in the last stages that we have talked about, then the child, because these stages are so progressive, one stage leads to the next. So it will determine how the child will behave. So in this stage, that is 12 to 20 years adolescence, their body changes. Some of them become shy, and we know their hip broadens. If they're close enough and you had established good relationship with them as parents, they'll come and ask you questions like, why am I growing beards? Where am I now starting to maybe ovulate? There's menstrual and blood, menstrual cycle. So they'll ask you how to go about these things, if at all you had given them a positive environment. So it is important to initiate a positive environment. From that stage, we go to the next stage, which is young adulthood. In this young adulthood is 20 to 25 years, and here children develop intimacy. They want to have relationships. They want to formulate relationships. Boys want girls. They're attracted towards opposite sex, and they also want to experience intimacy. They want to commit in loving people, and they also this is a period where some of them have cleared school. They want to work and commit themselves to work, and also play. They live a balanced life. So these are young adults develop intimate or committed relationship. And they want to seek balance in life, they will not only dwell on one thing, but if given negative environment, they become inferior. They don't want to work. They are not committed to work. Sometimes you connect them with either a friend or to go and work, but after 1 week they tell you, I don't want that work. Connect another, I don't want that work because I have a problem with the boss, maybe workmates, they are against me. So in that case, it is because he or she had been exposed to a negative environment. Then we have adulthood, that is 25 to 65 years. This stage, there is generativity and stagnation. We have in positive environment, the individual establishes himself and guides the next generation, and they want to give back to the society. This is really a sensitive stage. So in this stage, we are talking about people who have done well with their lives. They have lived a successful life. They were given positive environment, and they have worked so well with the positive environment. They've done well with themselves. And because the environment that you were exposed to was positive, they also want to live such kind of environment to those who are coming. So they task themselves to guide the next generation. If not, they might have been given negative environment where they passed through some painful moments. And in this case, instead of giving back to the society, they want to hurt the society. This is where you find some old people, 50, 48, 60 years. They start either molesting children. If they have money, they misuse young girls. A friend of mine told me about a new trend that is emerging, that these people called sugar daddies, they take a condom and apply heroin around it. And then they go with these young girls. The girl will get addicted because the heroin will get dissolved in their blood system. They don't know that they are addicted because of heroin, but the man knows. So if they go with those who are of the same age, they feel it is different from what they did with the old man. And they will always go to the old man because his is different, not knowing that they have been dragged in the private parts. You see your daughter getting frail, and even posture and gait and body balance is different, and you will just know as a parent when your child is sick. But you know who has done this? Is old people. Sometimes your child gets pregnant, and then they deny the child or tell a child to abort the baby. and destroying the womb of the baby. In future, this child maybe after getting married, with God's grace, we may not be able to get a child because the womb was destroyed. That is not guiding the generation. Sometimes they impregnate your daughter. All these girls, they leave school, live a very pathetic life, chased away from home, live in bitterness because of people who took advantage of them. It's not because they don't know. They know that they are following lust and greed and destroying the generation. These children that they are impregnating young girls and throwing them away. Who will raise them? If they get the story of what the mother did, how will they face the world? So there are people who are not there to guide the generation but to destroy the generation. But those people, they are those who are good enough who start projects for the youths. They guide the youths. They form conferences to guide the next generation. They even sponsor some of the children to school, those bright children. They even go to orphanages. These are people who are guiding the generation. So if they guide the generation, those who are positively guiding the generation, when they are about to die, they will look back and say, I did well with my life. And they have a form of legacy because of what they did with their life. So many lives they have saved, so many projects they have started that promotes positivity in the society in terms of raising the next generation. But those who destroy the lives of the young ones, when they look back, they only see a sequence of destruction. And in that case, they live a life of despair and bitterness. So this is the stage that we are talking about the 65 years to death. And some of these who are in 65 and did nothing in their life, sometimes if they are not really, they don't have money, or maybe they never did anything in their lives, they have nothing to account for, but they have many children outside there. So what they do, they act out as if they are mad, so that they may not be put into account of what they did. They act mad, or they are bitter and easily angered. So they don't want, because it is a defense mechanism, so that they may not face the reality of what happened. So these are the 8 stages of development. In our next video, we are going to see one by one how these stages will help us either to be productive and positive people in the society. And we look at 2 areas. If those who went through and followed through, what happens? Because you can also follow through the stages, but again, you end up living different type of life, which is not positive. Some may miss some of the stages and live a productive kind of life. And we are going to check of how those scenarios play out in our next video. Thank you, and let's meet again when we make